Again, Caustic Valley, first drop of this best of 5 between Black Spike's Mercenary Corps and White Death Mercenary Company. 500 tons, so this is a pretty heavyweight fight. Black Spikes will have Group 1 on all these drops. Okay, so what we have here is interesting. Black Spikes has opted for Griffin 3M, Centurions, a DDC, a Banshee 3E, and a single light fire starter. That means that they are setting up for the brawl, but as you can see here, it looks like we have a brawl setup coming also from White Death. I mean, they have a bunch of Griffins here sitting behind the F4 hill. I don't know if I would have said I would have expected a brawl to be coming from both teams down here. I mean, I said it's an option, but it's actually a little bit surprising. At this point, both teams are going to be scouting each other out, trying to get a feel for what they're doing, make sure that the other team isn't sitting in the back there with ER large. But once they realize they're both brawl, I could imagine engagement happening pretty quick. But otherwise, the teams might just try to set up with strikes. See those two Banshee 3Es there, those set up for White Death. Take a look at those. And the first strike going down. So we got 2 Ultra AC5, 2 AC2s, medium laser, so that's a nice Daka Daka spam.
Artillery strike online.
Taking some shots of the light, so far you can see there is no significant damage happened. Proton is in, he must be in a really fast Banshee there because he only has 1 medium laser, but it might also be just a bunch of ammo. But he's moved up now to the edge of the caldera. At this point, they might have noticed that both teams are a little mixed, I guess a mixed status here. You got a mix of brawl and range, but it's not enough range where you can't push across the open ground because you have enough range to counter that. As we see right now, Proton has moved out into the open in E4. Crossed over the caldera and they are pushing towards Sniper Hill. Black Spikes is now moving all the way over towards Sniper Hill. They're moving around the right side while White Death is now moving their brawls back to support their ranged mechs, but their ranged mechs are still out in the open, and here quickly the Centurions and Griffins are getting on these Banshees, but White Death will be moving in the rest of their mechs quickly. Just watch some of the action here, and the first death goes in favor of White Death. 2 mechs down for Black Spikes, no mechs down for White Death. And these SRMs are just tearing up the mech. Black Spikes does get their first kill, is now 1-2 in White Death favor. Now 3-1 in White Death favor. 3-2. But if you look at the percentages, it looks like White Death is slightly ahead, a bit ahead now, going up 4-3 in favor of White Death. But all their percentages are about equal with these mechs, with Proton the lowest, 67% in that Banshee. Calf in the DDC, the dual LBX SRM6, high DPS mech. They need to take this down really fast. They almost have them completely stripped, just a couple more taps to each shoulder. Fighter probably should be getting on that to finish that off, unless they just got the call that it's out. But now he can be behind Gamma here, completely cored out rear torso and take this thing down. Oh, the hit just does not make enough contact. Black Spikes has now gone ahead, actually, 6-5. Only 2 mechs left for White Death. But we know these mechs are really damaged for Black Spikes, so if White Death can come and take this. The car is legged in the Griffin. He needs to take something down here. I believe they just have that Spider left at the very end. If he can just take out this Centurion. No, he goes down.
Target acquired.
The Spider is trying to run away. Calf is stripped. He's got a lot of life. Now he just needs to try to maybe get away, get some range, and then take down the Centurion, and perhaps isolate the Ember enough so he can deal with that. But Red Diablo smartly, he returns to his mechs and says, we're ahead. You can run all you want, but we don't have to chase you unless it's opportune. So at this point, however you pronounce his name, he's going to have to get back into the fight. He's going to have to do some damage and try to take down one of these mechs. He doesn't want to sit here too long just taking medium laser damage, but he does have an ER large, so he's thinking perhaps about trying to get a little bit more range so he can start whittling down those legs. But again, Black Spikes is now up 7-5 in kills. 1 mech left for White Death, 3 mechs alive, 4 Black Spikes, including an injured Scent, a fairly fresh Ember, and a stripped DDC. Now, one of his options is if the Ember, he might be able to try to pick away, get a kill. It's going to take a lot of damage though to get through that DDC CT, so it's probably not going to work in his favor to do that. But maybe he can get behind the Centurion. But no, the Ember's on him, and he's going to have to deal with these machine guns. So his best chance here is probably just to try to fight, take down and get one of those legs down. If he keeps trying to run, that Ember is going to actually have a bit of an advantage here, and he's going to be able to shoot the legs without any return fire. And that's what looks like it's going to happen. This left leg is probably going to drop off in the next 10 to 15 seconds. Centurion now could pour in if he'd like. His legs are going down. He's getting some damage now done on the Ember, but not quite enough. If he would have been fighting longer, he might have had him farther down. But his legs are now completely crit. Left side, right side, pretty crit. It's going to drop very fast here. And it looks like Black Spikes is going to go on and take this first match after being down 2 kills at the start. Well done by Black Spikes to come from behind in this fight and win on the drop 1.